Well, hello out there to all of my villagers. It's been a while. I know it has. Welcome to Live Stream Tuesday. So, Facebook is letting y'all know that I'm here. Um, and YouTube is letting y'all know that I'm here. So, when you come on in, make sure that you say, hey, girl, hey, or whatever. And if you're watching this on the replay, go ahead and comment hashtag replay so I could say, hey, girl, hey, or whatever. And welcome. Yes, you did. Hey, Kevinika. What's going on, sis? How you doing? How you doing? That's how Joey said on Friends. That low budget living single girl. But I ain't gonna lie, I be enjoying Friends though. I be enjoying it. So welcome. There we go. All right. So Facebook, y'all know Facebook be tripping on me, and Facebook don't be giving me letting StreamYard see all of y'all's comments. So I have it up on the other screen as well. So welcome. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I know it's been a while. Hey Liz. Hey Liz. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Hey Miss Robin. How you doing? You made it live, Robin. I'm excited about that. Awesome. So, well, my name is Latrice Sampson Richards. I'm a mental and emotional wellness creative, a multi state licensed professional counselor, and a certified life enhancement coach. And I teach Black women the skills that we need to heal the mental and emotional blocks that are keeping us stuck in life and in business. And this is Live Stream Tuesday. And I feel like it has been forever since we got together for a live stream Tuesday. When I had went to the grocery store earlier today, and I was saying to myself, I said, oh, I got live stream Tuesday today, and I got excited. I said, my villagers gonna be all up in my comments talking about where you been, girl. Where you been, girl? Let me tell you, girl, this here Clubhouse. I don't know if you all are on Clubhouse yet or not, but I am absolutely in love with Clubhouse. It is amazing. Hopefully they'll be able to maintain the feeling and the vibe of it for right now. But y'all know social media has never really been my thing. I do what I can, to try to make it work or whatever. But it has never really just been something that I was interested in. And so it's been quite the experience to finally have a social platform that I enjoy and that really works for me. And Clubhouse is that space. So if you are on Clubhouse, then make sure that you follow me and join Trust Village Academy Club over there on Clubhouse. I'm actually working out my schedule now. I'm going to have at least twice a week that I'll be doing rooms in Clubhouse. We have a standing room right now on Sundays at 4 p.m. But I think I'm actually going to move that either up or down, probably going to move up so that we can just get more people involved and engaged. And we do a Sunday self check. And I really enjoy it. And my Clubhouse villagers enjoy it as well. So join me over there. Clubhouse. What is Clubhouse? Okay. So Clubhouse is a social networking platform that prioritizes voice. And so there's basically at any given moment, there are thousands of rooms that have been opened by members of the app, people who are on the app, about all kinds of different topics. And for the most part right now, the majority of those topics have been around networking and learning things. Think of what I do on a 50 million, but times 50 million, because it ain't on 50 million. I'm on 50 million. Don't nobody do what I do like I do. But there's so many people on there who are just really great at communicating ideas and are more than willing to share their knowledge and to be of assistance. And girl, I love it. I absolutely love it. So if you're on Clubhouse, come on and join me over there. If you are not yet on Clubhouse, I know that they will be opening it up to Android users soon. I'm an Android user, so I do it on my iPad. It works. It works all the same. Hi, Shay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, our topic for tonight is finding balance. And it's so interesting that that's our topic for tonight. I actually selected this topic last year during my planning time. I planned out all of my live streams for the whole year. And so this was scheduled way before I knew about that Rona. Well, no, not before I knew about the Rona. I did know about the Rona, but way before I knew all of the craziness that would transpire as far as our government and all of that. And I will say, before I really fully understood the stresses that were involved with coronavirus and the shutdown and lockdown and the schools and the vaccines and all of that other stuff. And so I thought this was the perfect topic for this week, for this month, and for this place where we are right now, to have a conversation about finding balance. For me personally, finding balance has been a little bit of a journey. You know, there's so many different things that are requesting your attention at any given moment. And there's so many different directions that you can take your life in. There's so many different choices that need to be made. There's so many people that depend on you and count on you, responsibilities and things of that nature. And it can be difficult sometimes when you're trying to do it all and you're trying to do it all simultaneously. That is extremely, extremely difficult to do. And if you're anything like me, which I'm pretty sure you are, because hashtag Black women, you trying to do it all, like you feel like you deserve it all and you're willing to work for it. And so we just keep picking up, putting more things on the plate and putting more things on the plate. And then eventually we start feeling run down. We start really, really struggling to just make it, to just survive, right? Emotionally, mentally, physically. And it becomes a real battle. And so I had to learn through my therapist. It's one of those things I already knew, but my therapist had to like really drive it home for me that finding balance means that you're going to have to do some things differently. You're not going to be able to do things the way that you've always done things, and you're going to have to make some very difficult decisions in order to get yourself to a place of balance. But it's absolutely worth it to do that, because when you're able to find some semblance of balance in your life, when you're able to actually achieve some form of balance in your life, it just allows you to be so much better at everything that you're already really freaking great at. And so I appreciate that. And the reason why you're able to be better at those things is because you're rested, you know? You're taking care of yourself. You are giving yourself mental breaks. You are saying no to things that don't serve you. You are saying, I just can't do it right now. I just don't have it to give. And you're being protective of your energy. You're being protective of your spirit. You're being protective of your mental health. And you are putting yourself first. And so because you are doing those things, it makes you much more capable, much more able to ball out. Okay, to just go balls to the damn wall and do what you need to do to get your life together and to get your life, your business, your relationships, your parenting situation, whatever it is, just to really get yourself to the place that you want, need, and deserve to be. And so, I've shared with you all that about a year and a half ago, about 4 years ago, I kind of started just really, really struggling. I was in Japan at the time. I was ready to come back home. The job that I had, I enjoyed my job, but I didn't feel challenged by my job. It was it was easy money kind of job. But I also felt like I was missing out on life. I was missing out on experiences with family, experiences with friends. I was missing out on just all of the things that make me happy and bring me joy. I was away from my husband more often than I was with him. And I was a newlywed at the time, so that I didn't like that at all. So I, about 4 years ago, just kind of started into this little spiral around the same time that I got the business back started up. And it was a struggle for me. I don't know if you all remember or not, those of you who've been with me for a while, and it was a struggle for me because I was emotionally in a state of turmoil, mentally in a state of turmoil. I was depressed. I was anxious. I was just not in a great place. And so, because of that, or, in part because of that, it made it extremely difficult for me to be able to be productive in any area of my life. My husband and I was arguing, not bad, but arguing. And when you thousands of miles away from each other, arguing is not what you want to be doing. Okay. I was just not really feeling like I was able to connect with people. I felt isolated. And in my business, it was a struggle to be creative. That's a difficult place to be. And that's for a creative like myself. And so I found myself in this place, in this headspace where I could not show up in this world the way that I deserved to show up, the way I wanted to show up, and the way that the people I love and want to support, like all my villagers, need me to show up. So I wasn't no good to nobody. And so I stayed in that place for about 3 years. And then in August of last year, I started working with my current therapist, Miss Diane. And Miss Diane brought to my attention a few different times that, you need to prioritize. She said, sounds like you want it all. It sounds like, everything that you want is possible for you, but that you have to begin to prioritize what needs to happen first. And me in that moment, I'm saying to myself, well, all of it, girl. I want all of it. What you mean? You know what I'm saying? Well, I worked hard. I went to school for 8 years. I'm a good person. I don't fuck with nobody. I love on people. I'm always helping people. I'm a good woman. I'm a good wife. I'm good this, and I'm a good person, and this, that, and the other. And so I don't feel like I need to give up nothing. And she let it go. And then she came back because it came up again. And she came back, a couple weeks later, and she said, I know you don't want to hear this, but you have to prioritize. And now I'm saying to myself, sis, we going back to this again? This is where we are now, right? This is where we find ourselves, right? And she said, okay. And she let it go. And then a couple weeks later, it came up again. And the third time she said to me, she said, I know you don't want to hear this, and I know you might get upset with me for saying this. She said, but you need to prioritize. I know that it's all important. I know that it's all you're deserving of all of the goals that you've set for yourself, but you have to prioritize. And for some reason, when she said it that time, I heard it differently. It just hit me differently. And what I heard her saying in that moment is trying you trying so hard to get all three, you ain't getting none, right? So in your mind, you got to go extra hard because you need this, you need this, you need this, but you are driving yourself crazy trying to make all of those things happen simultaneously, right? And the end result is you ain't getting none of what you wanted. None of it. You have to find balance, right? And in that moment, it just, girl, I don't know. I mean, like, you know how on the cartoons and stuff, when somebody like have that aha moment and then they do like the little light bulb or whatever. I was gonna try to give y'all a little graphic. Hold on, let me see. Let's see if I can get some props going. So they have the little light bulb and then it's like ping. Right? It's like ping, right? That is like literally what happened in my mind. And when I made the decision to prioritize and I figured out what is actually most important to me, what actually needs to happen first, it was like this calm kind of came over me. This peace came over me. And I'm not going to say I snapped out of it, but a switch went off in my mind. And I have been rocking ever since, right? Like I have been taking steps and moving forward ever since. And now here I am. I'm at home. I've been here. I've been back stateside about a year and a half now. I, you know, I'm sorry. I have a job, a 9 to 5 job that I love, that gives me enough stability to be able to create in my business, right? It gives me the peace of mind that I need in order to be able to do that. And my business is flourishing. My business is doing very well. You know, I have a plan now on how I'm going to grow this, and I'm working and I'm actually taking action on that plan. And it all started with me prioritizing. Prioritizing. So, one of the things that I think is important for us to understand about prioritizing and what that even looks like in your pursuit of finding balance is that there's two different ways that you need to prioritize, right? So the first way of prioritization is based on desire. Like, what is it that's most important to you? And I think it's important it's important to consider this and like really examine what is most important to you, because it speaks to your level of motivation. Okay, it speaks to your level of motivation. You can't be out here trying to make things happen that you're not super 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 excited about, especially when you're trying to pull yourself out of a state of chaos, right? So you have to identify the things that are most important to you by way in terms of your desire for those things, right? If you're anything like me, then you saying to yourself, well, all of it is important. That's what I kept saying. All of it is important. I want a good job that pay good money because I'm at that time, 8 years into my career. And I deserve to make more than $20,000, $35,000 a year, like these people trying to pay me. You know what I'm saying? I also deserve to be in a happy marriage and to sleep next to my husband every night. I deserve that. I am a good person, girl. You know how long I waited for that husband, girl? Do you know? Do you understand? Right? I deserve that. I deserve my own little chocolate baby. I deserve that. I deserve a thriving business. So in my mind, these things are all equally important to me because I've been busting my ass, doing the right thing, making the right choices and decisions, being a good person. And I don't feel like I should have to compromise on anything. And what Miss Diane was explaining to me is yes, everything is important. You know, those things are important to you. There's no doubt about that, right? But you can't measure the level of importance of those things against things that are not important to you. So if you have a list of things that are important, then you need to measure the level of importance against each other, against the other things that are also important. Does that make sense for y'all? If that makes sense for y'all, I need you to put some hallelujah hands. Hallelujah. In the chat for me, please. Let me know that connected for y'all. Because when you are comparing level of importance up against something that ain't important, then of course it feels like the most important. Right? Of course, it feels like the most important because all that other shit don't matter. You don't really care about none of that other stuff. So when there are multiple things that you deem to be important, then you have to compare apples to apples. And you have to say, okay, so this is important, and this is important. And when I look at these three things up next to each other, right? Which is most important to me, right? You have to look at it from a standpoint of trying to identify the thing that you are most motivated to accomplish. All right. The second way that you need to prioritize is based on the relationship of that goal to your other goals. Right? So we talked about the intensity of the desire for the thing, and now we are talking about the impact that these things will have on each other. So for example, like I said, for me, I wanted to move back home, home meaning stateside. I wanted to come back to the States so that I could settle in, right? I wanted to settle down and be in one area so I could have a happy and joyous marriage and like really reconnect with my husband, because it's hard when you've been in separate countries for years and years, right? So I wanted to be able to reconnect and strengthen my marriage with my husband. I also wanted to have me a baby. I also wanted to get me a good job. Like these are all things that I wanted to accomplish. Those are the things that I deemed to be most important to me or to be important to me. And then I had to say, well, which one is most important? And it was difficult for me to be able to say which one was most important. But when I really did a pros and cons and identified why these things were important to me, what I decided is that coming home was most important. And the reason why I was able to make that decision is because coming home was the key that unlocked all of my other goals. Get what I'm saying? Because if I'm able to come home, then I can work on my marriage with my husband, which could lead me to having my babies, which makes it I can finish my classes that I need to finish in order to get my licensure in the state of Florida so that I can get a job that I love. I have to come home, right? So that meant that getting a job here that could sustain me was my first order of business. And that plan, right? Because at that point, I put all my energy into finding a job, a good, decent job, a job I actually wanted to do, right? I put my focus and my energy on that. That was in August of 2019. I finished that assignment in November, on November 12th of 2019. And by the time I left Cuba to come back to the States, I had 3 job interviews scheduled for the following week. Think it's a game. And I knew in my heart of hearts that I was going to get one of them jobs. There was no alternative. I was going to get one of them jobs. The 3 or 4 years before that, since I was in Japan, I had been looking for another job, y'all. And I could not find a job that was sufficient. I could not find a job that was going to pay me what I deserved to be paid, that was also, in an area that I wanted to be in, that was a job that I actually wanted to do. I couldn't get callbacks. I couldn't get none. Like it was serious. It was serious. But the minute that I prioritized, it allowed me to focus in and hone in on accomplishing that task. Okay? So prioritize based on the desire for the goal, but also prioritize based on the relationship that goal has to your other goals. Is there one of those goals that helps you get closer to the other goals? Then that's the thing you pursue first. All right. And then once you identify it, the last thing that I did that we must do is take action. We have to take action. We take action by creating a solid plan on how to move forward. And we document that plan. And that documentation can be on a Pinterest board. That documentation can be pen and paper. Y'all know y'all got y'all pen and paper? I'm always got a pen and paper nearby, a notebook or something. Okay. You document that plan. What does this look like? How do I accomplish this goal? And yes, it would be nice if you could create a SMART goal, if you could create a goal that's well thought out, well planned out and everything like that. Absolutely. That is ultimately what you want to see happen. However, it doesn't make it any less of a goal if you just jot that shit down. Get it out of your head and make it real. Make it something that you can touch and you can feel, something that is tangible, something you can hang on your refrigerator, A++, something you can put on your wall, something you could tack to the ceiling of your bedroom, so that it's the first thing you see when you open your eyes in the morning and the last thing you see when you close your eyes at night, so that you can have a physical reminder of what your goal is and what you're going to do to accomplish it. Okay? And doing this helps us to find balance, because once you prioritize what is most important, what is it that you're trying to accomplish in your life, everything else gradually just starts to fade away. Because guess what? No, sis, I don't have time to come slash tires with you because you mad at your dude again. Because I got goals, sis. I got things I need to do this evening. See, I got this plan here. All right. I got this plan I had worked out. And as much as I would love to help you, I am prioritizing me. And I'm not apologizing for that. No, uncle, auntie, sister-in-law, baby cousin Tracy, I don't have $5 I could loan you today. I have these financial goals that I'm trying to accomplish because I'm working toward purchasing me a home. And that $5, I have $5, but I don't have $5 to give. Hello, somebody. I felt that in my spirit. I got $5, but I don't have $5 to give. This $5 serves a purpose in the fulfillment of my goals. Right? I am much better able to say no to things because I know where I'm going. I know what it is that I'm trying to do. I'm focused. And not just focused trying to force myself to eat a keto diet because Lord knows I don't want to do that. Keto diet is not good. Right? I'm not trying to focus on doing something that or trying to force myself to do something that I really don't fucking want to do. But I feel like I should want to do it, or I feel like I have to do it because everybody telling me that this is what you got to do to get to the goal that they think is the most important goal for you. But I don't want to actually do that. Like, that's not actually what's most important to me. So I'm trying to force myself. So instead of me trying to do that, right, I am moving with intention towards something that's going to make me happy, towards something that's going to put me where I want to be. Because guess what? Y'all doing what make y'all happy. You asking me for $20 so you could go do what makes you happy, or so that you could do what you need to do for you. So I'm going to do what I need to do for me. I'm going to create balance in my life so that I can show up for me. And a part of creating that balance is showing up for me. Okay? Let me get into these comments. Let me know if y'all have any questions or anything like that. Y'all know you can always share your stories. That's one of the things I love about Clubhouse as well, is that everybody, you get to have a conversation with people. So if we was on Clubhouse, this is the moment that I would open up hand raising and bring y'all up on the stage so y'all could talk to me, which I absolutely love. Y'all know how I enjoy talking to y'all. All right. So, hey, Ronika, what's going on, Mom? How you doing? Ronnie, I said I was going to email you, girl, to follow up with you from what we had discussed before the new year, but I ain't want pressure you, girl. I ain't want pressure you. um, let's see. Good evening, Shay. How you doing, sis? Hi, Labrie. Yes. Hey, Sid. Hey, Kay, we got some hallelujah hands going on. Kevinika said, Domino. Yes, ma'am. Ranika says, OMG, you're a mind reader. Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Listen, and you know why? Let me tell you why it feels like I'm a mind reader. Because I'm not a mind reader. I'm not a mind reader. But the reality is that this is a shared journey. And so we are all on this journey together. We all have similar experiences, which is why I am so adamant about sharing my journey with you all. So that, well, partly so that you can see me as a regular human, but also so that you understand that no one is exempt. No one is exempt. And even when, and especially when it feels like you're the only one and nobody understands, you need to know that you're not the only one. Somebody out there understands. It may not be exactly the same, but it's similar. Okay? It's similar. Emotion unites us all. Emotion connects us everywhere. A smile in America is the same as a smile in Canada, in Japan, wherever. Wherever you go in the world, a smile is a smile. Okay? So we We are more connected than we believe. Robin says we hide things well. Yes, Robin. Or you know what though? Actually, Robin, I think we don't hide things as well as we think we do. Hello, somebody. I think some of us think that we hide things better than we actually do, you know? And so that's a part of the problem. Ranika, thank you, girl. Listen, my little, listen, girl. I was talking when I talked about that keto, I was talking about me, girl. I was talking about me. I need to get my life together, girl. I'm focused. I'm making it happen. All right, all right. Let's see. Hey Tracy, you did. Welcome. Welcome. Ranika says, because you are the shit, duh. Well, the girl is from New Orleans. Don't get it twisted. All right. Ranika says, good stuff. Thank you. Robin says, I definitely felt that in my spirit. I'm glad it connected for you, Robin. Let's see. All right. I will, Ranika. I will. Ranika said, pressure me is good. That's business. I will. Absolutely. All right. So, I just, again, I feel like this was the perfect time. I didn't know that this is where we were going to be at this point in time, but, this was the perfect time for us to have this conversation because so many of us are struggling to find balance right now. This quarantine has completely flipped our lives upside down. It has made it extremely difficult for us to be able to accomplish goals, for some of us to be able to accomplish goals, for some of us to be able to connect in our relationships, for us to just be able to do anything of real meaningful substance in our lives. And so, the new year is always a great time to make some changes because it's a reset. I was talking to my mama and I said, you know what? I feel like I never really realized it before, but I think New Year's is my favorite holiday. And I think it's because it's like a natural reset. It's an opportunity to just get a fresh start and to start doing some things differently. I always talk about natural transitions and how natural transitions allow us to make other changes a little more readily, right? Because you're already in a state of movement, you're already in a state of transition. Things are starting over, budgets are starting over. It's like a fresh start. And so I think it's important for us to incorporate balance as we create this fresh start. We have to. Because without balance, our fresh start gonna start fizzling out around February or March, because that's what happens every year. I think it's something like 75% of New Year's resolutions get put on the back burner by March. 75%. That's a whole lot of folks. That's a whole lot of folks. And I think part of that is because, or part of the reason why is because we don't create any balance. We just put this new goal in our lives and still try to maintain or juggle all of the other unnecessary shit that's there. There has to be balance. All right. There has to be balance. Tracy says, I'm in therapy now. Congratulations, Tracy. That's beautiful. It really is. Girl, it's so crazy. Well, can we do a quick little story time real quick? Is this story is slightly off topic. It's actually completely off topic, but I'm gonna share it anyway. Okay. Um, so y'all know I've been working with my therapist, Miss Diane, for a while now, about a year and a half. And I tell y'all about Miss Diane all the time. Miss Diane is a godsend in my life. I love that lady. She helped me get through one of the most difficult times in my life. And I like emotionally difficult, taxing, my spirit was very heavy for a little while. And Miss Diane came and scooped me up into her bosom, girl. And Miss Diane had nurtured me, girl. She had nurtured me. And so I received my counseling through BetterHelp.com, which is an online counseling platform. I also provide counseling through BetterHelp, although I'm actually winding down. I'm trying to move away from that within the next 2 months or so. And so Miss Diane came into my life and she got my shit together. I just told y'all how she told me about the prioritization and all of that. Well, when I signed up for BetterHelp, they ask you, what your preferences are, or whatever. And so Ms. Diane was actually the third therapist that I tried because sometimes you got to kiss a few frogs before you get to your prince. And so I tried, she was the third therapist that I came up on. And when I found her, I did a search specifically for African American therapists. And so I was like, okay, so I'm flipping through, and I came on Ms. Diane. And those of us who from New Orleans, y'all know what, somebody old Creole granny look like, right? Like those light-skinned granny Creole looking grannies with the fine hair and the big old glasses and everything like that, the little cheeks and stuff like that. That's what Miss Diane looks like. And I didn't think nothing of it because I specifically had requested a Black therapist because I do believe that Black people need Black therapists. Not that we cannot be helped by other therapists, but I believe that Black people benefit most from Black therapists. And so me and Ms. Diane was talking on Friday. I had my session on Friday, and we was talking, and she was asking me how I felt about the whole everything that happened at the Capitol, just kind of checking in with me to make sure I'm okay because, this is my thing. I am committed to the Black community and to the healing of the Black community. So that's how well she knows me, that she knew there was a possibility that I would be deeply, affected by what happened at the Capitol. So we was kind of going over that. And long story short, girl, I found out Miss Diane is not Black. Girl, I was surprised. I was surprised. Let me tell you. Talk about flabbergasted, girl. I had chuckled. I couldn't do nothing but chuckle. She said, "Well, I'm white." I said, "Well, what now? What you say, girl?" I never would have noted, girl. I never would have noted. And she said, "Well, I hope you don't stop working with me now." I said, "Girl, it would take an act of God for me to stop working with you." Miss Diane, that lady helped me. When I tell you that lady helped me. And I told her, I said, "Well, if anything, it actually makes me um have a higher esteem for you because I talk a lot about Black issues." She said, "You do." I said, "I know I done said some real ignorant shit." She said, "You have." Because the therapist office is the space for you to just be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can't be yourself with your therapist, there's a problem. And so I said, "But never, not one time did I ever feel any kind of negative energy from you. Never did I ever feel like she was uncomfortable. She never tried to, overtalk me. She never tried to, justify anything. Like, she just let my feelings be my feelings. She let my thoughts be my thoughts. She let my needs be my needs, whatever those needs were surrounding, right? I never had any indication of not feeling accepted or feeling other or none of that. And that's how it should be. That's how it should be. If you are working with a therapist, even whether it's a therapist of color or a non-Black therapist or whatever it is, if you're working with the therapist, it needs to be a safe space. And the responsibility is on the therapist to create that safe space. It is not your responsibility to create that safe space. It is the therapist's responsibility to create a safe space for you to be able to really let your guard down and open up. And she did exactly that. That's how it should be. We never had a question, a conversation about whether or not she was black, because I had asked for a black therapist and she looked like my grandmother. My grandmother was a light-skinned lady. Y'all see my mama? My mama red. She don't like when I call her that high yellow. Right? So it didn't even phase me. I said, oh, she light skinned. Oh, she look Creole. She look like my granny. All right. So if anything, I feel like it just makes me even have that much more respect for her because she's a damn good therapist. And I'm a damn good therapist. So if you're gonna be my therapist, you got to be better than me. And I love her. She's amazing. So that's my little story time for today, Tracy. All that was triggered because Tracy told me she was in therapy now. So there you go, Tracy. There you go. All right, y'all. So that's all I got for y'all tonight. Clubhouse, I had slipped into the Clubhouse vortex and we had 50 million people in town for the holidays. I'll probably do another live stream maybe on Thursday and just come and talk to y'all about my holidays and how Christmas was and everything like that. I know it's been a while since I did a live stream here on Facebook, but I'm coming up for air. Definitely coming up for air. I have been going back and forth about the Trust Village Academy, the Trust Village Facebook community, but more and more of my villagers are just saying, please don't close it. Please don't close it. But I'm not going to close it just yet, but we are making a transition off of the Facebook platform. And that transition is going to be a tad bit more aggressive this year because Facebook got me fucked up. So we gonna move on from this space. So if you are not yet following me on YouTube, please make sure that you do. Let me see if I can find the do I have the YouTube thing in here? I don't have the YouTube thing in here. So I'll get the if you just Google Latrice Sampson Richards, I mean, if you go to YouTube and do a search for Latrice Sampson Richards, you'll find me. I promise you, you'll find me. Join me on Clubhouse at Just Treese and make sure that you follow the Trust Village Academy Club over there. We'll be doing some things in there as well. We have lots of things coming up this year. It's going to be a great year this year. I'm really looking forward to it. Got some new programs coming out. Got some stuff for all of my fellow coaches out there and aspiring coaches out there. Got some stuff coming for you all, as well as for my entrepreneur ladies and things like that. I had a little talk with Jesus and, I told him what I needed and he showed up and showed out. And so now I feel like it's my turn. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to make it happen. All right, y'all. That's all I got for y'all this evening. I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. And until next time.